Welcome to another episode of OSFirstTimer. In this episode, we're trying out Mac OS System 1.1, released on the 5th of May 1984. Now, System 1.0 was the first version of System 1, and that was released on January 24th, 1984. Now, the main advantage over System 1.1, which is what we're trying over the original version, is just it's got a dramatic speed increase in disk copying. It starts up 20% faster. It's got a cleanup command, which makes all the icons aligned, as you can see on the desktop, and in a grid shape. And it also has a font and font mover added. Anyway, let's begin. So your first task. Oh, and before we start, just so everyone knows, you wouldn't be running this operating system on a screen, a flat screen like this. You'd be running it on something looking like this.
Oh, that looks prehistoric.
Yeah.
See a lot of those on heaps.
Yeah, well, not really. See them on eBay rather than heaps. Now, your first task...
Don't you want to know what I think of the screen?
Oh, okay, well, what do you think of it?
It looks pretty old, actually, but the funny thing, back in 1984, I was at school. We didn't do computers at school until I was in year 11, which was 1911. Yeah, that's when we started computers, and that was, I'm trying to think, 1989. Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Did you have text-based, or did you have graphical like this?
No, we had text-based. We had the little C with the colon, and we programmed in a computer language called BASIC. And
C with the colon. Was that MS-DOS by any chance?
I don't think so, because it was just simply a clear screen with a little C, and we just had to program that. Okay. That was all I had in relation to...
Was there any colours?
I can't remember any colours.
Ah, because I wish I knew what it was.
No, I don't know.
So not Commodore 64?
No, it didn't seem to be an operating system at all. It was just a C with a colon, and we just programmed in BASIC, that's all. And that was my only experience with computers back then. And then for years I never had any experience with computers until I started the job for an accountant, being his PA, and then I went straight to XP and learnt, Excel and word processing and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and do the same task we've done on the modern operating systems. So we'll start off. What time is it?
Well, it doesn't seem to have a time anywhere around.
As you remember, the modern Macs, the time would be up here. In mountain line.
And Windows, it would be down
at the bottom.
So there doesn't seem to be. So I want to view the time. So okay, that's not letting me. Oh, wait a sec. You have to actually hold it down to keep it there.
So you hold your mouse down.
Because if you let go of it, it disappears. Okay, by name, by date, by size, by. Oh, it's got a date, but it doesn't have time. Okay, well it's not there. Special. Maybe time is special. So. No.
That's that cleanup function I was talking about.
Really weird. Why is it all...
Greyed out? Yeah. Empty trash is greyed out because you've got no trash.
Okay. Edit. Yeah, it's really... it's pixelated there, isn't it? That just means greyed out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's greyed out.
Okay. It has an alarm clock, but it doesn't have an actual clock. Maybe I'll find it there. Oh, that must be the time.
Yep.
Okay, so to access the time, you go to alarm clock.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
And the good thing about it is you can grab it and you can put it anywhere. Notice it doesn't actually, it shows a window border rather than showing it as you grab it, so you could have the time there.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can actually put it in the dock bar up the top. No, you can't.
No, okay.
So it has to be, so you could pretend it was Windows and put it down there if you wanted to.
Oh, then it overlaps on the trash.
Move the trash. Okay. There we go.
Okay, fine.
The next task is write, save and open a text document. Now the words write, save and open are a little bit misleading in this case. Yeah. So just make a text document, close it and have it open again. So it can be accessed at a later point.
Well, I want to open, but it's greyed out, so I can't seem to do that. Oh, wait a sec, I wonder if there's a menu thing. Oh, yeah, that's what I just looked at.
Yeah.
Alarm clock, calculate, control, notepad. Or maybe I'll just do a notepad. Maybe it's too old to have an actual document and they used notepads back then. So that'll do. There we go.
Notice it looks like an actual notepad?
Yeah, it does. Now I want to save it. Doesn't seem to let me save anything there. Doesn't. Oh look, it's even got a scrapbook. I wonder how that's different to notepad. Actually, I'm just going to have a little look. Empty scrapbook. You don't say. Okay, and there's no X to get rid of it. I'll just move it away.
Not this again. It's not going to be another Jaguar, is it?
That'll do. Just it's out of sight, out of mind. Okay. It doesn't have an X button to close it, so I just have to keep.
How do you close Jaguar? Just out of interest.
Oh, I don't remember. If it was on the screen now, I'd probably remember.
Pretend you're looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
What does a mirror do?
Reflect you.
No. You know what? I'll get you a better example. So here we go. Here's the screen, and if you have it in the mirror, like that, it's a little bit hard to see. What do you notice about it?
It's all back to front.
It's back to front. And where would the X button be on this?
Oh, on the other side.
On the other side.
There. That.
Yes.
Well, what
That's how you close programs.
If it's a close.
Oh, now you just took a photo.
If it's an X thing. Can you just stand up without falling down?
Well, I've got a bed to walk over and an iPad I almost squashed, so let's...
Okay, so it's got a box there, which I just thought was a box.
Yeah.
Okay, well they should put an X there then.
Well, can you close scrapbook then?
There.
There we go.
Gone.
So what about this notepad thing, about saving and stuff? Do you want to try, give it another go?
Okay, there. I'm going to open the notepad again.
Boom.
Oh, it did save it automatically.
So what notepad is...
So I don't have to save. It's saved.
Yep. What notepad is here's at the bottom you'll notice page 1.
Yeah.
If you click this, it'll take you to page
8.
Well, it's... Oh, wait. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Wait. Well, it's supposed to take you from page 1 to...
Oh, you click that,
oh, that.
not that.
Yes.
That takes you to the last page.
Yeah, that takes you backwards, and that takes you forwards. So you can have up to 8 pages on your notepad.
See, I worked it out.
8 pages.
Yes.
On the notepad,
yep.
And that's back and forward, and it looks like an actual notepad,
yeah,
and it automatically saves whatever you write.
So I don't have to save then.
But then you've got to understand that there's only 8 pages. You can't have more than 8 pages.
And if I wanted to close it, I could even do that instead of the little. If I wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So great. That was the notepad section of this.
Yes.
Next is, can you do 36 times 500?
Well, I found the calculator.
That was pretty easy.
And it's got 48 in it.
Actually,
so
that was me testing stuff. Just we'll click clear.
Good idea. Okay, so 38 times 500. Oh. I want it to do it. Oh, equals. There you go.
Out of interest, how did you know that that was times, that button there?
It's the closest thing to time. And when you're in an Excel spreadsheet and you're doing formula,
that's what you press.
You use that as a time.
Okay, great. Now, the next task is customise the look of your computer.
I'm going to right click it and nothing happens.
No right click.
Okay. Maybe it's a special thing. No, it's not. View, no. Edit. Show clipboard. Well, that might change the look of it. There we go. Well, I've just changed the look of it. Okay.
Not that kind of look. Maybe change the desktop background if that's a bit simpler for you. Do you like this desktop background?
What does it eject exactly?
If you remember the look of the computer...
I'd had a floppy disk slot. So that's how you
There's a floppy disk, so that's where you stick it in. So the operating system is actually on the floppy disk and you just stick it in.
Okay, fine.
In fact, there's a floppy disk right there.
Yeah, okay, lovely. Control panel, okay. It's probably in control. Oh, that's an interesting looking control panel. Oh, that's the sound. Okay. Right. I don't know what that is.
It's pretty funny to see 1, 13, 13 there.
Keyboard.
Actually, it's actually displaying the right time for once.
Keyboard. Well, none of these things are doing anything. It was interesting because I thought if I click keyboard it would change my keyboard.
To make it look different.
It hasn't. Okay.
Not exactly, not exactly. But that would be a very interesting feature.
It would be a very interesting feature. That's why I thought I'd test it out.
Any keyboard you want, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to select that checkerboard. That doesn't do anything. Oh, wait a second, it does. Oh. Oh, look at that. Okay, I've changed the
desktop background's been changed. Now, what you'll notice about this desktop background, wait a sec, you can do some pretty cool things with it. So, here we go. We'll go to Control Panel again. The desktop background is made up of these little grids of whatever you've got here, right? So, if we got rid of every little thing here, and you notice that grid's changing on the side?
Yeah. Oh, isn't that interesting?
Actually, let me get rid of all of that.
It's like Pac-Man now.
So you can actually click apply to that, and it'll apply that as your desktop background. You see those three little dots?
It's a 3, yeah.
It's a 3 little dots, and it's repeated in a grid space. So you could really put anything you wanted there.
Oh, that's actually quite cute. Oh, look at that.
So I think you could put, well, if you wanted it blank, there we go, it's blank.
It's blank, yeah.
See? Or you could do something like a smiley face, so a dot, a nose, and a interesting looking mouth. And there we go, full of smiley faces.
Oh, that's pretty cute.
So that is how you set the desktop background.
Okay, done.
Great. So that's done. Next is explore the operating system yourself.
I think I've already done that.
We'll see if there's any other programs you haven't quite looked into.
Oh, wait a sec. About the Finder. The Macintosh Finder. Okay.
What does that look like to you? That picture, what does it look like?
A mountain, a sun, yeah.
Great, you could actually tell what it was. Yes, this is the famous Mountain Finder image. So for 1.1 and...
The Mountain Finder?
No,
you
not
said the Mountain Finder image.
So it's got 1.1 at the bottom. 1.0 didn't have this image.
Okay.
Anyway.
Lovely. And what exactly does it do?
It tells you that you're using the Macintosh Finder and it's version 1.1, 1984, and who made it.
But wouldn't you already know that if you went out and bought that operating system?
But what if you didn't go out and buy the operating system? What if you went to a friend's house and you're thinking, I wonder what version of Mac they've got, I'd better go and check.
Well, you should ask them, you shouldn't be nosing around their computer. Okay, so we'll get rid... This doesn't have an X thing to get rid of it, though.
Well, how would you get rid of it? Great.
Oh, you click...
Yep.
I was going to move it out of the screen, but it went when I clicked on it. No. Okay, so I know what that is. Alarm clock just simply puts the clock on.
And it's actually still on.
I know what control panel I've looked at. Keycaps. What is the point of that? What's the point of that? I don't see the point of seeing a keyboard there and typing.
Well, it's just showing you, look, you press G and G pops up, so it's showing you where G is, and there's your keyboard on the screen, and maybe, look, oh, you can't click it. Oh, you can. So you can actually use that. If you didn't have a keyboard, you could use this.
Oh, that'd be awfully slow. Okay, I understand that now, so I'll get rid of that. Let's have a look what else it's got.
It's got a puzzle.
Well, it's got notepad, puzzle.
Puzzle.
Oh, you're kidding. What are you going to do in this? Doesn't even have instructions.
You've got to make it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the order of the numbers.
Oh, by moving...
By moving that.
Gosh, that's old. I used to have one of those when I was a kid. Oh, that's really old. Okay.
Okay, and floppy disks, when you insert them into the computer, they appear on the desktop, so that's the current disk, and have a little look at what it looks like when you double click it.
Yeah, lovely.
See?
Fonts, so you can change the font of it.
No, that just is... Well, double click it, have a look. Font mover. See, it's got a bunch of different things.
So what's the point of that?
Anyway, let's see what else we've got on this disk. You can open system folder, and notice it opens a new folder and a new window each time. And watch this, when you press X, watch what happens. But notice it moves towards the... Well, it kind of does. It kind of quickly moves towards.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. So, turn off the computer. And I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9,
raise disk.
8.
Maybe you will raise the disk and then it turns off by itself.
7,
Clean up.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was a joke. There is no way to shut down your computer.
Oh. Well, maybe you put that in the trash. Oh, it doesn't go in the trash.
Well, actually, does it? Oh, that's an intro. Can you put this?
No, you can't. You can't put the disc in the trash.
Yeah, you can't. Okay, it lights up though. But it's like, nah, just joking, you can't do this.
Maybe you can just erase the disc.
That is a startup disc, it can't be erased.
Okay.
Or maybe you just eject the disc. Oh, there it is, eject.
But you don't even have a disc in it to begin with. So.
Well, it's got the startup disc, and it can't be ejected anymore. Well, that's strange. Okay, well that is Mac OS System 1. Now, tell me, is it simple?
I could get the hang of it, yeah. It's quite very simplistic.
In fact, you were able to do all the tasks you could do on these modern systems.
Oh, cool.
Not all the tasks that have been set out for you. Those 5 tasks I pretty much tell you every time. And all the look, the disk is ejected, so you can't use any of these programs anymore.
Oh, okay.
But just as an example, look, all these programs are here. So you had the time was there.
Yeah, but
the calculator was there.
Clock? Why didn't they just call it time?
Because you
can just clock. Simple.
Because
clock.
you can set clocks and stuff with it. I mean, you can set, alarms. So that's that.
You can do that on a clock.
Now you tell me, look at it, tell me what you think, and now I'm going to show you Windows 1.01, which you've tried out before, and you can check out that video if you want. But I'll just show you an image of its main screen, just so you can see, and tell me what you think. And remember, Windows 1.01 was released 1 year after this. So here we go. That was the Windows 1.01 you tried out. Excuse the blurriness. And there's Mac OS System 1. So what do you think?
This is more colourful, but it's more word-based, whereas this had things that you could actually... no, it had menu. This has menus. I think I prefer menus.
That has menus too.
That has menus, but that has a whole stack of... Wait a sec, get it back. That has a whole stack of just words, programs on it.
So, for example...
But what would happen if you loaded a whole stack of programs on this? Where would they go? Would they go on the desktop as well?
Yeah, that'd be desktop windows, so you could have calculator there, this here, and they were movable around.
So these would be windows, whereas that's just text.
On this, when you opened, as you remember, if you want to look back at the video, you can, viewers. So, there's clock, and clock would actually open. Remember, as a great big clock? And it would be all tiled. You can't actually drag the windows around the screen. They're tiled windows.
I prefer...
So it's 1985. You can either use a 1-year-old Mac or a just-released Windows 1.01. What would you prefer to use?
Even though I'm more of a Windows user, I think I still would prefer the Mac because I like the fact that, you can move them around the screen. And that this is more... text-based in that, it's got the list of...
So the lack of icons?
Yeah, I like icons.
And the lack of a proper desktop?
Yeah, to me that's more a proper desktop, whereas that's just a collection of words.
Yeah, and this, the exe files mean it's an actual program, so control.exe is control panel, clock.exe, and you've got to find that among all the fonts and the drivers and all of that. And you don't really know what a program is.
How come this one doesn't have fonts and drivers and EXEs?
It has all that, but it doesn't bombard the user with all that. It hides all that. it actually hides it in the system finder, this.
Okay.
So it has like system fonts and stuff, but it's got an icon for it. So overall...
I prefer clicking icons, you know.
And you prefer this like movable stuff and folders.
The only thing about this is that really should have an X.
Okay.
That's all on it.
So Mac is a winner.
It would be good if this was colourful like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mac is a winner in 1980s?
Back then in the 1980s, yeah, Mac is a winner if you're comparing it to this, yes.
Okay, great. Anyway, see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.